I'm about to go live on YouTube right now. So can anybody hear me on YouTube? Lou, Alex, Rob, can you hear me?
I can hear you on here, but I'm not on YouTube right now.
No. Okay. Can you hear my voice from YouTube? I'm testing this right now.
I can hear your voice in the space, but not on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm not on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. So I'm simulcasting this, by the way, so just so you know. So I am streaming this live on YouTube right now. So we're just giving this a test run. So if anyone has, so good evening, everybody. Again, for those of you on YouTube that are listening to the space on Twitter, welcome to our space again. We're gonna have our co-host tonight. If for those of you on Twitter Spaces, Lou and Rob, we got Alex in here. Lou, Alex, do you want to add anything? Let's see if I can get your voiceover on here. Can you hear me, anyone?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. So I got YouTube to work. So this is my first live stream on YouTube. So you're able to hear me. Those of you that have Twitter Spaces and YouTube, you're able to hear me. So Lou, Rob, anything you want to add before we get this thing going?
No, if anybody has a desire to speak, just hit the request button. We would like to hear from everybody in the space, and just be courteous, and just follow the rules, and we'll be good to go. Please, nobody ask Danny if he's getting an NIL or if he was attacked by a bear. It's really getting monotonous already.
Yeah, did you hear that just now, Lou, by chance? That little sound?
Yes, sir.
Good. Just want to make sure it's working.
Yeah, it's going to be, here's the thing, right? Like, again, I love Miami Hurricanes, but, it's the first day of practice, with pads, you know what I mean? Not really a game, but, it seems like from the little bit that I just quickly saw Twitter timeline, it seems like, the freshmen are doing their thing. But, that's what we expected, right?
Yep, right. Absolutely. No question about that.
I have a question.
Alex, go ahead. You have the mic's yours, sir.
All right. Did anybody see an appearance by Tires? In other words, were we tackling Tires out in practice?
I don't know.
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
All right, good. So that means it's the start of a new era. So that's good. That means we're going to actually tackle. That's all, man. I felt some type of way about us tackling damn Tires. I didn't like that. And one thing that needs to change moving forward from this point on is we need to start tackling better. This needs to be a defense that prides itself on form tackling, proper tackling, and I think if we do that, then we'll fire off really, really good in this upcoming season. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I think it's a big difference. You saw the first full day in pads today. You all know that, hey, this is a new era. We're not messing around anymore, and we're starting to take this much more seriously than we have in the past.
Yeah, and secondly, if there was a weak area the last few seasons in Miami in our offense, it was up front. And now it's Mirabel's job to turn the position into a strength. And he's going to mold us into a punishing group that want to quit. And he works hand in hand with Mario during the practice, working hands-on with him. So if you want to go back to a year ago, our running backs only averaged 3.7 yards a carry, and there were 30 sacks allowed. By comparison, opponents averaged 33.9 yards, and Miami had 33 sacks. So we lost a couple of main starters. We lost Jared Williams. He was our best run blocking, according to Pro Football Focus. He had an 84 grade in Navon Donaldson. So no returning lineman with more than 30 reps of experience graded out higher than a 64% as a run blocker, and that was Zion Nelson. Now, you have to understand a 70% grade or higher is what you want. I mean, the pass blocking was excellent last year. Skyfe had an 88%, Zion 85.9, and Traore at 8. So we had our depth chart today, on our initial 11 on 11. And our first team was Zion, Traore, Ja'Kai Clark, Justin Olasuan, and Scaife.
What's going on, gents?
Good evening.
Or lady?
What's up, man?
Good evening.
Good evening. I just wanted to ask, everybody's excited about the coaching, and that's definitely going to help us, win a lot of games just from the coaching alone. But I think that as a fan base, we also need to understand that, as excited as we are, we still have deficiencies. Okay, and that's just, if you look at what's like from everything from spring, what we're seeing now. We have deficiencies at linebacker. We got deficiencies on the defensive end spot. So, we have, I think, a little bit, we have to kind of tailor the expectations to think that just because, we have this elite staff, that they're just going to come in here and we're just going to fucking, dominate, every single time we play on the field. I think that we're going to do good. I do think that we should, at minimum, my personal opinion, I think we should win at least 9 games at minimum. And get and at least try to get to the coastal, which I think that's feasible. But I think that at certain games, I don't think that I still think that they're going to be tight games against teams that I think maybe 3 years from now we probably put more points on them. You know what I mean? But I think that we do have to understand we have some spots on that defense that we have to really fill spots in. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree, most likely. But I think I've always said it's going to come down to 2 games. September 17th at A&M and November 19th at Clemson. Those are the 2 toughest games on our schedule this year. I don't see anyone else even challenging us this year, except for those 2. And we'll be favored in all but 2 games. Like I said, the A&M game and Clemson. That's it.
I would definitely agree and say that we will probably be favored in most of our games, like you said. But I still think there's going to be games. For example, Virginia, their quarterback, what's his name again?
Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstrong.
Brendan Armstrong.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're going against any complete trash QBs either. You know what I mean? So. There's still talent in the ACC at the quarterback spot. So I think that, we'll beat Virginia. We definitely should for sure. But I think those types of games are going to be a little bit closer than people probably are going to, want, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I don't think they're all going to be blowout by any stretch of the mean.
No, absolutely. And I would agree with you that we do have deficiencies. I mean, it's evident by, if you look at the draft. Well, I've done my homework, but everybody else has opinions on the draft. We don't have any guys that are projected to go any higher than the 5th round. That's just a really good surprise. That's including Jared Williams. He's not even draftable. I don't even think he's, part of the combine. I don't think he got an invite. But just looking at the deficiencies and everybody that we have to face, I think there's 3 key games. Pitt with Keaton Slovis. Texas A&M. Those are the 3, and then of course we could be in a dogfight with Virginia. So I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's why I said what I said. That's why I think we're gonna have a great season, and I think that we should definitely at least make it to the coastal for sure. But I just think that how we get there may not look the way people want it to look, because I think that when the season starts, I think that we're going to see, some when these games start, we're going to see some parts mixed in that game where we're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Because we're deficient. We don't have the depth at linebacker. We don't have the depth at defensive end. So you can't keep the same guys in the entire damn game. You have to rotate. You know what I mean? So that's where I think that when they have to rotate these guys in and out, we're going to see plays where a Virginia team, a Pitt team, it kind of exposes certain weaknesses on our defense. So yeah, we might beat them, but I think, like I said, I just think the way we get there is going to look a little bit different.
Right, and we also have some concerns at the running back position because Knighton had wrist surgery and Chaney had his other knee operated on. And you don't know how effective he might be. Having 2 ACLs in the 2 previous years, he might not be the same person. You know what I'm saying? So, and Cody Brown didn't even go to practice today, so we don't even know what's up with him. So as of right now,
I think he's going to be one of the guys in the portal.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I was actually at the practice before they went on the break, and somebody close to my family made the team as a walk-on, and I think you might have heard it. I know there's people that have heard it, and we were walking in the locker room, and actually Cody came up to him, and he's like, "Oh, great, we need you. We're a little bit light on the, because we got a couple of guys that we don't, that are coming off injury." He gave him his number, and he was like, "Nice to meet you." And, he gave me no inkling that he was leaving the team. Or maybe he was told by the coaches they don't have a spot for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I'm not saying that I'm saying that for a fact. Like, I'm not reporting anything. I'm just saying that, like.
No. I agree with you. Yeah, well, I mean, it's obvious. You got to read through the tea leaves here. But I was surprised when I heard that because on Friday, the last practice, I was with the kid. He shook my hand. He shook the kid that's close to my son's best friend. He's like a nephew to me, shook his hand and told him, "Welcome to the team. Here's my phone number. And if you need anything, we'll talk." So I was just very shocked to say that. This was 10 days later, after spring break. So who knows?
If I may add, even though we have these injuries at running back and all that stuff that you were talking about, we're starting to get to the point where we're having more depth, and we're seeing this coaching staff bring in guys like Parrish and these other guys that we have there. So I mean, we could remain at least we could remain cautiously optimistic that we're trending in the right direction. Because with the previous staff, we wouldn't have been optimistic, but with this staff, that they're at least going to get the best out of what we have. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that we could remain cautiously optimistic that we're at least going to have the more depth moving forward. Be a progress, not something that's going to change overnight. We saw what Georgia did. It took them a while. We saw how LSU came about. It takes every single team. It takes a while to get to the promised land. So nothing's going to change overnight. So we just got to be patient and see the progress play through. I'm 100% positive that this team is going to be better and better each year, and that's what we should look forward to. And it won't be by minuscule changes. It would actually be like significant as the years progress, and we'll start to see it, especially with this offensive coordinator. And the new slew of coaches that have come in, especially Mirabal, like you like to talk about, Lou. That's a great point that you make. You know, the offensive line is key, and we're going to get better, and you'll start seeing a lot better play on the offensive line, more physical and more dominant up front.
I think so too, Alex. There's no question about that. I think the starters for Bethune will probably be Zion, Jakai, Jalen, Sagapulu, and Big John. Those will probably be the five that go on the field against Bethune in the opener. That's the way I look at it right now. Okay, I'll ask you this question: who are your starting five?
The exact same.
I'm hearing Clark is leading at the center position. I'm thinking, Rivers at left guard, Zion at left tackle, Clark. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sagapullo makes it at right guard. And maybe John Campbell at right tackle. You never know.
Yeah, I like that lineup too, Lou. No question about that. I really do.
I mean, we have a lot of depth too on the offensive line. I mean, we got guys that we could move around.
Absolutely agree.
We just got to stay healthy for the whole year.
That's
remember we have Scaife, who was, an honorable mention all ACC lineman, and you got this kid Sagapullo coming in, competing for a spot. So he's a big boy, and Mario likes big boys.
He sure does, Lou. He sure does.
Oh man, there's a joke in there somewhere, but oh man is in here. If you can send him an invite to speak if he wants to speak, and Rob is still a listener.
Rob just became a co-host right now.
Hey, Paul man. Sorry, I didn't see you when I said hello to everybody. And the co-host and the host, we have to acknowledge the Paul man because he's part of the team.
Yes, Paul man, welcome.
We did not acknowledge him. So
yes,
Rob, bad one, Rob. Come on.
Let's pick up the pace there, man. Let's pick it up a little bit more.
My bad, boys. Wrong. My fingers.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you that just came on, just know this is simulcast over on YouTube as well.
Nice. So people could talk about Rob's finger from now on.
I want to see because I know I'm able to hear some of the speakers on YouTube as well. Some can see me as well. So I just wanted to let you know if you're on YouTube, you're able to see me as well as hear me.
Yeah, I think I wanted to chime in on that actually.
Please do.
About what they were saying earlier, I agree with what Miami Swag is saying. But I mean, it's still the same players as last year. You know what I mean? I think that we're seeing the changes that should be excited about as a fan base, which is the culture, because that right there is showing like sustainability, longevity, things that are important. But at the end of the day, it's still the same players as last year.
Yeah, I mean, I can I respond to that?
Please do.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say was for the most part, yeah, I see what you're saying. They're the same players, but on our team right now, who replaces Rambo in that production? Because a lot of the games that we won was because of Rambo, and everybody knows that. So, who's our Rambo? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that we don't have a wide receiver, but do we have a Rambo that's going to make those? A lot of our guys are young. You know what I mean? We're young at receiver, so we don't really have that veteran presence in the receiver room like we did last year. You know what I mean? So that's gonna, we're gonna see things like that too. Like that's why some of the receivers are dropping balls in practice right now and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like these kids are young, so I just think that even a position on the offense like that, I noticed a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just based off Josh status saying, he's gonna, it seems like build an offense around hold on.
All right.
My bad. It was an airplane going by. No, but I just feel like, these guys are so smart. Honestly, I feel pretty calm and confident sitting back at that. Most times I don't even really look at the timeline for Miami Hurricanes content because, these guys that are in position, they're so smart, the coaches. Josh Gaddis said he was going to create the offense based on what he has, So I think that you're going to see people shine because they're going to naturally be able to do what they're meant to do. Look at the play that Jacoby George made today. That guy is someone to watch out for. And there's other people, too, that's been working in the background. You guys forgot about, Worsham, too. I think we're stacked at receiver, to be honest.
No, I think we got good receivers, for sure. We definitely got some good guys that have, great potential and
remember Jeff Thomas
has that chance. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, until we see that, we're not really going to know that. You know what I mean? Because these guys are young. We haven't really seen that production. We knew that when we got Rambo, we got him because of production we seen of what he did in 2019 at Oklahoma. You know what I mean? So we knew he was there. These guys are just kind of unknown right now. So I'm not saying that there's not one that we might not see a Rambo type receiver in Jacoby George or one of these receivers that we got. But I'm just saying we need to see it though, right?
Yeah, that's why I agree with you. I agree.
I want to, if y'all are ready, it's about the whole Jake Garcia and whatchamacallit, Van Dyke. I've been seeing a lot of tweets lately about people, starting the whole, this guy's better or this guy's better. Can we just settle and just thank God that we have this, quarterback tandem that we're going back and forth. We have two legit quarterbacks going at it for competition. Can we not start the whole Colsey or Williams, who's better than whatever?
No,
can we stop that?
No, I completely agree, Alex. No question. You have to make sure it's Tyler Van Dyke's job this year and most likely Jake's next year when Tyler Van Dyke goes to the NFL.
Yeah, we got two great quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. Our quarterback room is nice. We got a nice QB room. I like the way we're set up there.
I really wanted that quarterback that committed to Tennessee, man.
There's my Nico. He's getting the bag. You ain't going to Tennessee. You ain't going to Tennessee unless you get the bag.
Oh, I agree.
He's getting a big bag to go to Tennessee to be that QB there.
From what I heard, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 million.
That is exactly what
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I don't like that. It's taken away from. I don't know. I don't like that for college athletics, to be honest.
Yeah, to give that to a 17-year-old kid, it's ridiculous.
Again, what's the motivation for other people? How many people? I think there's people there that don't even get paid. I know one of the main camera guy, Jimmy Nelson. I don't mean to throw his name out there, but I like to, say facts and stuff. I know it. I know what he makes. You know what I mean? And we've spoken about it. And it's so sad. All these graphics, all the stuff that makes it look cool. These people are making $30 grand, $33 grand. Like 3 graphics people living together in an apartment. You know what I mean? And you have some kid that comes in, 17-year-old, making $8 million a year. I'm not gonna go to work no more.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Give a kid $8 million. Now, somebody's saying if that number is accurate, they don't want him on the campus. To be quite honest.
Exactly. That's the same amount of money that Mario Cristobal makes as our head coach.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
Well, John Ruiz said, how are they going to prove that this kid is going to work too?
Yeah.
Look at the work that our players do for him. He's got them at the studio, he makes these kids work. $8 million is a lot. How are you going to be a student How are you going to study film? How are you going to prepare for a game if you have to work? Because they're going to have to work.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get $8 million out of nowhere. You're going to bust your rear end to try to get it.
Yeah, and how's the school going to justify that his NIL deal is more than what the head coach is?
I don't think you can, Lou. I don't think you can at all.
I mean, look, I'm happy for the kid, but the reality is the NCAA's got to come in with a cap. See, what I'm concerned is, because I work on Wall Street, you see oil prices are like at $110 a barrel. And where is oil manufactured? In the state of Texas. What the hell are Texas A&M boosters trying to pay these kids to come to their school? They're going to have the money.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, for those of you on YouTube that are watching this, like this simulcast, if you have a question, please type it in the chat and we'll try to answer it as best we can. Just so you know. Continue, Lou, please.
No. Go ahead. I don't want to speak.
No. Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, like I said, if any of you have a question for those on Twitter, please send a request and we'll get you on right away. I mean, does anyone want to add anything at this point in time? We got a request here now. We got Vendetta. We're going to get Vendetta on board. Vendetta's coming on board right now. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good evening.
You have any idea when single game tickets are going to go on sale?
Repeat the question again, Fender. I'm sorry.
No problem. Do you guys have any idea when single game tickets are going to go on sale?
I understand it's saying something about April 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Lou, Alex, you have anything you want to add on that?
You're cutting in and out for me. What was the question?
The question was, when will single game tickets go on sale? That's what Fender was asking.
That's a good question. I wouldn't be able to answer that for you. If you haven't gotten your season tickets, I suggest you do that. But single game tickets,
I think somebody
would say sometime in October or September.
Yeah, they said something regarding April 18th, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you go. There's your answer, sir.
I think so. Don't quote me on that. I can get an email. I can get that to you. Okay. We got next up. We got Hustle Westbrook. Go ahead and speak.
Let's go Canes. Ready for a big year.
Yeah. The question about outdoors is coming soon. If you know what I mean, Daniel, get ready for it.
I think I have an idea.
How are you feeling about this upcoming season, Vendetta?
Well, I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I know Mario says we don't have depth, but I mean, I think potentially we can take the ACC. I don't really see much trouble with that. What about y'all?
Luke, you got your mic unmuted, so. All right, I guess I'll talk. I think we do lack depth. I think he's being just clear and and concise, so we know what to expect. But I think eventually, you'll start to see us get better throughout the season. You won't see the lingering Manny Diaz effect of last season. So even though I think we're gonna have a bunch of close games like last season, I think we'll start seeing a better and better team as the season progresses. And I think we have one of the major, key positions in Tyler Van Dyke. So since we do have a quarterback, we have an O-line that's going to improve. We have good receivers, and we have tight ends that are, some of them are NFL caliber. I think we're going to do well. The biggest question to me is how is our linebackers going to play, and how is our defense? Is it going to be a top 25 defense? Is it going to be a top 30 defense? How's our secondary going to fare up against some offensive? Those are my questions.
Well, speaking of defense, in today's practice, the first team defense, we had Chance Williams, Lichtenstein, Jordan Miller, and Jafari Harvey as the front four. At linebackers, we had Wayman Steed, Keontra Smith, Frierson was our nickel, Couch at one corner, DJ Ivy and Al Blades. And at safeties, you had the Williams, Avante, and James. So what are your thoughts on that? No Leonard Taylor with the ones, and no Jared Harrison Hunt.
Let's get Orange Bowl Legend in here. Go ahead and speak, man.
Just want to say it's a good thing looking over our schedule for this year that we're not playing any teams with bear mascots, Danny. I know how you fared against bear.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I told you.
He's gone.
I got rid of him.
Thank you.
Good job. Stocking Boss, was that question directed towards me or the audience?
No. I was just saying, today, just to have a conversation. I mean, this was the list of the first team. I was very surprised not to see Leonard Taylor playing with the ones. They had Lichtenstein and Jordan Miller. And, so I just wanted your thoughts on that, in terms of the defense, the first team.
I think that, Mario's going to do what's best for the team, and he's going to, Leonard Taylor might have some lingering issues that we don't know about yet, that haven't come to, shed light upon. So once he gets better or, gets that situation, under control, then you'll see why. But I'm cool with whoever he rolls out there. It's still early. It was the first practice, so we'll start seeing different guys shuffle here and there. And it's all competition. We know that Mario preaches. So if it's all about competition, you're going to see these situations play out on the practice field. But I wouldn't much mind on who starts.
No, I know. I guess they're gonna mix it up.
I agree. There's a long way to go. It's first day in pads. Next practice is on Thursday. So is that going to be a pads practice also, Alex?
Say it again.
How many more practices will we have in pads? I know we had one today. How many more are we supposed to have in pads?
Listen, I'm not 100% sure of that. You know how the rules change every year, so I don't have that. That's a question for stock and bonds.
Okay. Let's have him. Lou, you want to answer that one regarding the number of practices we can have in pads?
I'm not really sure. I would have to find that out. I know that the NCAA has a limit that you could practice.
Oh, by the way, Paul has answered that question. To his knowledge, it's 10. Okay, we got Casey Rasul will speak next. So, Casey Rasul, you're on. I guess he dropped off.
Anybody want to have conversation? Please hit the request button. You want to speak? You have an opinion on something? This is an open space.
And it's also simulcast on YouTube as well. If you guys want to ask a question, please, if you're on YouTube, chat plus type your question in the chat box, and we'll do our best to answer it.
Yeah, let's get a dialogue going. Let's go.
Let's try to get as much as we can in, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to speak. We're not going to argue with you or anything. We respect everybody's opinion. Whatever you got in mind, come say it. Forever hold your peace.
Yep. It's like an old wedding vow.
Oh my God.
Okay, Bruce Pearl account 1.
Hey guys, this is kind of on topic, but I'm just wondering how you guys think that. I know it must be 6 years ago now. Miami went from Nike to Adidas. I'm wondering if you guys think that affects recruiting at all. I think personally, a lot of the kids look, and I think the schools like Michigan and UCLA now, and I think Houston's a Jordan school, and Oklahoma. Is that something you guys think, is in these kids' minds? I know it's a big deal for the AAU basketball teams, actually. I'm wondering about the football side of it, if you guys have any insight into that.
That's an interesting question. That's a very interesting question. I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, to be quite honest. I think, like I said, in the past, it's been bad coaching. It's been like the player development has been a big problem around here. But now with Mario Cristobal and this staff, that is going to change drastically. And I mean drastically.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bryce, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
So I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on this. Who do you guys think is going to be our breakout player of the year, the King, offensively and defensively?
I think easily the easy call on offense is definitely Tyler Van Dyke for sure. And I think on defense, I'm going to look on the defensive line. I've got to say Leonard Taylor. That's the easy two calls right there. Anyone want to add something to that?
I'll go ahead and add one. I'm going to go ahead with Mallory for this season on offense, until proven otherwise. And then on defense, I'm going to have to go with, kind of a name that's going to be out of left field. Breakout player, Corey Flagg.
Alrighty. Appreciate the answer, guys. Thank you.
Anybody else want to add Miami?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I'll add to that is that I agree with you on the tight end part, because I think that Gaddis knows that's the strongest point of our team right now in terms of receiver. So I think that for the offense, I think that's a lot of plays. And defense, I wouldn't just say one, but I think our safety room is like, I'm saying the whole group tonight. So I like the way our back is. So I think all the guys out on base tonight do.
By the way, Paul just pointed out over on the YouTube chat, he doesn't think Nike will be taking them back now with Mario in Oregon. Also, do you guys, by the way, can we switch gears and go over to basketball if we can? And discuss that we're in the Sweet 16, by the way.
Oh, man. Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Let's get our next speaker, which is JBiz11. Go ahead, JBiz11. You're on the air.
Danny, I want you to tell me, is our football team going to have a more successful season than this basketball team is?
Anyone want to take that question?
Sure, I'll take it. My answer is no, because to make it to the final, the Sweet 16 means you're going pretty deep in the. It basically means to me that you're going to make it to the. You're going to win the ACC and you're going to show up to a college football playoffs. So that's the equivalent that I see. I don't think we make it to the college football playoffs this season. Maybe in the future we will. I just think the ceiling, not the ceiling, but the expectation for us is ACC, make it to the ACC championship, and I think that it's possible for us to even win it. But to answer your question directly, no, and I'll let somebody else go.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm thinking. To me, it's going to come down to those two games, September 17th.
What do you think, buddy?
Well, I think making it to the playoffs in football would be the equivalent to a Final Four, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, because it's just a different format. Let's put it that way. But I mean, they have accomplished a lot and make it to the 60s team. Actually, this is as far as we've ever been, 4 times. So if they happen to win this game, and it's very possible, then they're in like uncharted territory, and that would be huge for the basketball program.
Oh, and okay, yeah. Let me also add, Pullman, some questions from in the YouTube chat. Do you think Dan Radakovich, being the AD, inspired Coach L and this team to success?
Each time we win, it's going to get bigger and bigger too.
Yeah,
I definitely think so. I think Radakovich and Mario came over here, and everybody knows there was going to be a different culture, and everybody knows there was you got to step up your game. Now, a lot of people take that and say, well, they just didn't start learning how to coach, and it has nothing to do with coaching. A lot of times, we all as humans, can we agree, we get complacent, and we don't give what we need to give as far as, we kind of just forget about the basics, you know what I mean? And I think that's what happened here. Radakovich came in and everybody knows, hey, we better get to work, man. This thing is, is getting serious right now.
Yeah, and he also added this point, like Michael B on YouTube saying, our basketball team has been a joy to watch. Our guards can match up with anybody. And Freddie44 on YouTube's asking, can we get Isaiah Wan a good NIL deal and try to lure him back? Life Wallet, maybe?
I think that's in the works, John.
I like.
Sorry about that. 247.
Go ahead, Pullman. You were speaking.
No, but I'm saying that I think he deserves one. I think actually these guys have all, you know who I think is really, really made a big difference and really, really has completely improved, this kid Miller. And I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but I think he's been a huge improvement, and he's become such a good player.
And Isaiah Wan is the man, for sure.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm coming in a little delayed because I'm having connectivity issues. But I'll just say this: I just wanted to answer the gentleman's question on YouTube. Coach saw that he was going to get more support, so it kind of motivated him, knowing that he's going to get the full support and the full backing of this athletic director, and that kind of motivated him and rejuvenated him in order to push this team, deeper and deeper. I think we have good players. I think what just limits us is, can we have the coaching to coach from here on out, from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8 to the Final Four? I think the coaching is what's going to make the difference from here on out. And at least I know that that Coach L is motivated by Dan Radakovich. So I hope that answers.
Yeah. And also he put the whole Heck Center on notice, to be sure, when he got this job. Especially Gino, for sure. which is another topic entirely.
Agree. I agree. 100%.
Oh, let's not also forget about Charlie Moore, who is the smartest point guard in the country. That kid has been amazing.
Listen, they have an experienced team. All 5 players are 23 years old, and they've been playing together. Right? They got good guard play. If you have a good guard play in the NCAA, you could go far.
And and a lot of ball handlers, Lou. You're right. If you got ball handlers and you can turn the ball over, and
seven in 2 games is outstanding. And they're not even hitting the threes. I mean, usually the law of averages, if you average out at 40%, behind the arc, and you're only shooting 10% the first 2 games, those law of averages are going to pick up. And, maybe they'll shoot 65% the next game to average it out to 40. I mean, it's got to be an improvement.
Yeah, we have threats all over the court.
State's a good defensive team, so.
Oh, let's get Brian in here. Brian, go ahead and speak, please.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Good evening.
I think Coach Al made a good point in his post game. Like last year, they had like 6 scholarship players a lot of games. So the tough season, and it's nice to see how they've bounced back this year and making a good run.
Absolutely.
Agree. That's a very good point.
Yeah, we have threats all over the court. I mean, it's all there. It's there.
I have a question for everybody. Like, I'm not a basketball expert or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to know what you guys think our chances are if we get past Iowa State and we go into the Elite Eight. What are our chances of facing like one of these top tier teams? Like, do we have a legitimate chance? Or
Is it Kansas
or Providence?
It's Kansas. And no, if we win against Iowa State, then we play. Then it's the winner out of Kansas and Providence. But one quick thing, and I'll let y'all say it, and I'll let y'all talk. But one thing I would like to say about that is that I think if we beat Iowa State and then we go in, and let's just say, for example, we end up in Kansas, whatever, and we beat Kansas, like I think we're going all the way. At that point, I think we can beat Kansas. That's huge.
And remember, we would if we get to the Final Four, we would play the winner of the South Regional in the national semifinal if we got that far. Yeah, Paul's saying he's a little concerned with the Iowa State game being in Chicago, bringing a little noise with that defense.
Yeah, I think we beat Iowa State.
I mean, beating Kansas would be a massive.
Because here's the thing you have to look at. What has Kansas done in the NCAA tournament the last couple of years? What have they done? They have gone home, haven't they not?
You got a good point, though. Yeah. But Kansas is always like a Duke or North Carolina, they might be down for like a year, or maybe 2, but they always come back with players. Like Kansas is historically an amazing college basketball program.
No doubt.
right, they get the perennial players, like the top players in the nation all the time.
I mean, but look at it this way. This team blew out North Carolina. This team beat Duke at Duke. This team has beaten a lot of teams that are still alive in this Sweet 16, man. What, 3 already? And then you include Auburn.
And Auburn only lost 5 games all year. And they had 2 All-Americans.
Exactly, Lou. 2 All-Americans. And be honest with you, if you listen to the pregame show, we didn't have a prayer to win this game, according to those guys. Okay?
Nah, that's not what Charles Barkley said.
Well, Charles was the only one, but I'm saying before the game, because Charles made that statement at halftime. Before the game, Charles actually wasn't too excited about the game before halftime, before the game, because he knew. But the other ones, they were like, oh, these guys are going to roll them and they're going to block all their shots and they're going to kill them. And it kind of happened the other way around. Really,
We were 7-point underdog in that game.
Yeah, and here's another thing. We match up well with Iowa State, believe it or not. We just absolutely destroyed Auburn, especially when they had that All-American Jabari Smith.
By how many?
I believe we are. I don't know by how many. I think it's like 4 points or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're favored by at this point. I know our early line was 2.5, but the beauty of our team is we match up with most teams given our guard play. Right now, Paul says we're 1.5-point favorites right now.
Okay, there you go.
So we have a scrappy team with great seniors. And thank you, Paul, for that, by the way. Just so I let you know, if you have anything you want to add, please do so.
And the other thing is, man, we got guys that create their own shot and score, and that's important. We got 3 guys that can do that, and very good in Augusti, Wong, and Maboya. So that's three guys that can create their own shot. And their ball movement in the last game was outstanding.
And I'll tell you, Sam was pretty good defensively with the block shots.
Wonder he played. Wonderman played unbelievable, man.
I remember there was one time he blocked 3 shots in a row down low.
Yes, he did. He played for all the knock that he gets for not playing defense. He played it unbelievable.
Especially against a guy who's likely going to be the first pick in the NBA draft potentially.
Yeah, you're right. And L's game plan was to attack that center from get-go, and he did, and put him in foul trouble. Completely took him out of the game. But that kid's head was nowhere in that game.
Oh no, absolutely not. Because remember, and they had Kessler, who we got in foul trouble earlier in the ball game.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what they do, and they'll put pressure on you defensively. They're not a great defensive team stat-wise, but they turn you over and score, which is huge.
Absolutely. And we imposed our will on Auburn, too. And we were physical against them.
Yes, we were.
But one concern I do have is going into this Iowa State game is we've got to hit the threes. We've got to hit those more consistently.
Yeah, like Lou says, hey man, law of averages says that we're gonna improve that. I mean, we are a very good 3-point shooting team, and we shot 2 games in a row under 20%. So like Lou says, law of averages is gonna catch up, and I think we shoot.
Yeah, I agree.
Danny, I got a question for you.
Please do.
Sure. Charlie Moore being from Illinois, I think he'd have to be the X factor and have a nice homecoming game. So I think the Elite Eight is something is definitely attainable. If we got to the Final Four, would you go to New Orleans and set up a big Canes watch down there?
I don't know. I don't know.
I might do that. I'm thinking about that because New Orleans is not that far away, and so I might consider that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. By the way, the thing is, we have legit sashers, and like you said, Augusti and of course Zeke could be Isaiah 1, but Charlie's the one that controls the game better than any point guard in the country. And what travels well in March? Point guard play, free throw shooting, and good defense.
Yep.
They travel very well in March.
No doubt. Ball handlers are big.
Oh, by the way, Paul wanted to throw this out here before I continue on. I know Mondo was in New Orleans recently, and they just had a multi-tornado tonight. And it was very, very sad. Hopefully those folks are okay, because I heard there's a lot of damage in the city of New Orleans tonight. So please say a prayer for our folks over there.
Alex, thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
And good night, bro. Good job.
Good job. Yes.
He always does a good job.
Yes, he does.
So, Danny, With any news on how did it go today with the pads on? What happened, Luke?
Let's defer to Lou on that one because I haven't watched it. I heard we did pretty well. I saw some of the video this morning. We did pretty well.
Well, I was hoping to get Gio on, but
yeah, hopefully
he was on another space. He gave a really good update. But
you should brought is Michael there now? No, Michael's not there till June, right?
No, he was in class. That's the reason why he wasn't practicing.
Yeah, he can't practice till that thing, right? You said till he finishes one semester, I think it is, because of the high school rules, whatever, some shit like that.
Oh, he enrolled in January, so he has to have a semester with his grades before he could be eligible to practice.
I got you. Yeah, that's what he told me that day over there. I understand it.
Yeah, well, he's getting his summer. He had to get They had to notify the summer dorm to get him a special dorm. That he's on the football team, and now he can't do anything until May. But I would think if he doesn't have class, that they would allow him in there so he could kind of watch. I mean, he's working out 5 hours a day, lifting weights on his own.
Right.
The kid's a workaholic.
Yeah, he is. Kid's got a good attitude. Very good attitude.
I mean, I'll find out when he goes. He usually texts me, every day or every other day.
Right. Real nice kid. And dad's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, he actually hit it off really well with Randy Garcia, Jake's father.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jake's
nice.
father, man. Like I told you, I talked to Jake's father before the games a bunch of times, and we became buddies. And he's a hell of a nice guy, man. Super nice guy. We must have talked every game, for 5 games straight before he got hurt. All those games, we talked for at least half an hour, 45 minutes before the game, just sit there. Because he sat there to watch Jake warm up and stuff. So, yeah, man, he's a super nice guy. You think we're gonna pick up? I'm here. We were gonna pick up some guys now in June? From the portal, because I guess when allowed to graduate, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
I mean, there was some rumors that I saw on Facebook that Justin Flo was looking to put his name in the
portal.
Yeah, one of the Canes groups that I'm in.
Wow.
They just wrote Justin Flo, with his eyes looking. So I don't know. I don't think he's going to leave it. Doesn't he have a brother that plays on that team?
Yeah, he got recruited, yeah.
Well, that's the reason why he went to Oregon, too, I guess. I mean, then again, he could go back home and play for USC because he's from California.
No.
I mean, we could certainly use him.
Oh, yeah, we could definitely use him. No doubt about that. That kid plays a position of need, big time need. But I still think he'll do something in the portable, I think, by May or June, and then probably pick up 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, I know that the kid from UCLA is on campus, yesterday, and I don't know if he was on today. No. He was in the portal.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh, by the way, Michael B asked the question who Streeter is and what are his thoughts on this program. His name is, we all know it's Caneville, but he heard that he loves our football team. Did he play for us by chance? And Streeter.
Did Streeter play for us?
Yeah, somebody was asking me that question.
I have no clue.
We have no idea on that one. He said he interviewed the Miami Central coaching staff recently, and it seemed to have relationships with most of the prominent coaches. That being Streeter.
Oh, okay.
He said he interviewed like I said, he interviewed the Miami coaching staff recently, and he seems to have relationships with some.
He's the man. He's got all the connections.
Yes, he does. He is very good at what he does. Let's get Broadway T in. Broadway T, you're on. Mute your mic, please.
Yeah, Streeter down here definitely got all the connections.
Even to Ruiz.
Broadway T, you're on.
Hey, Danny.
Good evening.
How's it going, brother?
Good.
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
Who are you starting at the one next year in basketball? Are you going to go with Beverly or are you going to go with Joseph?
Ooh, and I'm not sure about that one. Anyone want to answer that one?
Joseph is God, ain't he? Joseph's a senior.
No, I lost connection.
All right, sorry about that. Go ahead, man. Broadway T. Guess he lost connection. This guy Michael B also knows Monster X was an amazing basketball player before he got his condition, and Streeter loves Mario.
Yep.
Space is open if anybody wants to speak.
Yep, we're going to be here. We're talking about 11:30 Eastern, but we can extend it an extra 30 minutes to midnight if we want to go. If you want to come on, if you want to speak, we can extend it to midnight Eastern time. If you're on, go ahead and send a request in. We'll get you in. And for those on YouTube, if you have a question, you just came on, you have a question, put it in the chat box and we'll answer it for you. What are the top? Okay, question from Michael B is: what are the top 5 high school programs in Miami-Dade, and who do we need relationships with? Any of you want to take that question?
What was that again?
I'll repeat the question most certainly. What are the top 5 high school programs in Miami-Dade, and who do we need relationships with?
The top 5? What? You broke up a little bit there.
I'm sorry. The top 5 high school programs in Miami-Dade.
High school
programs.
Football program.
Yes. And who do we need relationships with? That was the question.
Got to be American Heritage, Columbus,
Central. No, that's not Dade County. St. Thomas Aquinas. That's Fort Lauderdale.
Right. Carol City's fell off a little bit lately.
How about Gulliver Prep?
Yeah.
What about Chaminade?
Chaminade.
Yeah. Well, we'll see now because Roland's gone from Central, so he's with us now, right?
Yep, he's on our staff, and also like the kid, the coach from Chaminade. That's the guy. That's the place where we got Rousseau.
Yeah, that was huge. Mario getting Roland Reynolds, everybody. That's huge.
Oh,
that was a great move by Mario.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. No question.
Mario's always like one step ahead of the game, man. He just knows it.
Without question. He's mentioned Northwestern for sure. He forgot another one.
Northwestern. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's another big one. Freddie 44 points that out on YouTube.
Yeah. There's so many good programs down here, man. Most of the teams that win are either from Dade or Broward.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, it's like look at the final results, and it's pretty much that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to watch a little baseball today, Luke. I watched a little bit of the Yankees and watched a little bit of of the Dodgers Reds game.
Listen to this one from John, and I quote about Gaddis. He says, quote, Gaddis is trash. Lucky he wasn't fired last year and had absolutely nothing to do with Michigan's success. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me?
Sour grapes.
Absolutely. I'll show that comment.
Sour grapes. Come on. As a matter of fact, there was a guy from Michigan, one of their big time sports guys over there, actually wrote a thing about that the reason why they went as far as they did last year was him. So that's completely different than what he's saying.
Yep, and his name holds extreme importance. Here's a question. What are your thoughts on Carnell Tate? Okay, I'll repeat it again. What are your thoughts on Carnell Tate?
Lou, you want to go give it a shot?
Well, I know he's a phenomenal athlete, wide receiver. I know he doesn't have us in his top 5, but there's a gentleman that knows him quite well in one of the other spaces that I participate. And he said that, he just did that to confuse people, to play politics. He's a great athlete, great football player. He's a must-get. And according to Levi, he's saying that we still have a shot, because Levi is from Chicago and he's connected with this kid.
Right.
So, yeah, good ball player.
All I tell you is also the wide receiver position 2023 is completely stacked. Okay.
Absolutely, I think we're loaded.
It's actually loaded in Dade and Broward. Forget about the nation. So you imagine the rest of the nation. You know what I mean, Luke?
Yeah, I mean we keep Dade and Broward kids home. We'll be set.
Yeah, that's really all we got to do. How many there's like 5 kids that are completely lights out.
I mean, I'd like to get that Ennis kid, but likely he's going to Los Angeles to USC.
Yeah, you got Ennis. You got the kid from you got what's his name?
Oliver Prep.
Yeah,
I think we have a good chance. And
the kid from, isn't it the other kid from Edison? The wide receiver. I believe it's Edison.
I don't know that name. Broadway T. Let's bring him back.
I know there's at least 10.
The best receiver class in Florida history is Tate, Ennis, Hakeem Williams, and Tyler Williams.
Yeah, and then there's like another 6 that if you get them, you definitely won't go wrong.
No, let me get Pullman. I want to get Harley Saxon, and I'll get Broadway T back on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Want to shout out my boy Canes Cristobal in here. He's a little shy, but he does have a question. That recent Tennessee 5-star, I'm spacing on the name right now. I've been seeing rumors floating around NIL money pumped out with him. Do you really think this guy's getting like $8 million? And if that's true, how are we going to compete moving forward with big-time 5-stars like that, if that's the marketplace?
Well, like I was saying before, Mario Cristobal gets paid $8 million a year to coach this team. Nick Saban gets paid, $9.5 million to coach a football team. You think a 17-year-old out of high school is worth that much money? I mean, they got to put a stop and come in with a cap. And even John Ruiz was saying that. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous.
It's completely ridiculous.
I mean, if that's the market, I don't think we're going to be able to compete. I'd rather be honest. I mean, the most they're giving out at Life Wallet is $50,000. Maybe the cigarette racing team, which is also Ruiz's company, will give around the same amount of money. But, I mean, how are they going to justify a 17-year-old kid earning that kind of money? And you have to do the work, and you have to prove that you're doing it. Like, Like, I know for a fact John has these kids working, and they go into his office. Like, they were there today. They were shooting, and they get paid. So you mean to tell me that kid's, let's think about this for a second. He's got $8 million. He's got to go to school. He's got to go to practice. He's got to prepare.
Right.
I mean, that's more than some, players in the NFL. I mean, it's crazy.
You got to think. This is Cristobal Cartel.
By the way, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
How you guys doing?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, you got to think like within the next year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, the NCAA is going to have some guidelines on, kind of evening up the playing field in terms of NIL with maybe a cap on how much these companies and schools can just toss out a player. Because like you said, that there's no reason a kid coming out of high school should be making more than, probably 99% of coaches around the, all the football programs. That's just absurd.
And here's the thing. Bama's been doing this for years. We want to see teams like us, SC, and Tennessee back. And Bama's been, like I said, Bama's been doing this for years.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he gonna have kids making more money than some guys. Are you kidding me? It's like ridiculous.
But like somebody was saying, Nico's the kid that's in question here, and they're happy for the Tennessee, but there's no way that number is real, and we need a salary cap.
So then, what the hell is Arch Manning? This kid is worth $8 million. I mean, I don't know how they come up with these numbers.
It's just completely.
I mean, look. He's 17 years old. How's he going to focus on football? He's got all this money. He's going to have all of his friends hitting him up for money. All of his family members hitting him up for money. I just can't see it being paid more than 95% of all college football coaches. It's ridiculous. And he's going to a school that really doesn't have a chance of beating Florida or Georgia in the East. And if they get past them, I don't think they're going to beat anyone in the West to win the SEC championship.
Oh, let's ask this question, Lou. How is Tennessee going to pay others?
I don't know. I have no idea. And here's another thing you have to worry about. I was talking about this in another space. You look at the price of oil; it's $110 a barrel. I mean, the teams that I'm worried about that are going to pay are the Texas schools. I mean, oil prices have been up 70% year over year. You know what kind of money that the people in that state are making? I mean, they're going to be giving out bigger NILs. It's going to make it even more difficult if the NCAA don't do anything about it. These kids are going to go to Texas and Texas A&M. Yep. What's good in the state of Texas when oil is at $110 a barrel isn't good for people that live in the state of Florida or the state of California. So those are the schools I'm concerned about.
Like, what if the kid blows his knee out back before he even plays? Crazy.
Yeah, you can't give that kid that kind of money. He won't know how to manage it.
Not only that, man, you don't know if that kid's going to be that good in college. I mean, it's a big jump from high school to college, no matter how good you are, man. Look how many have come up and failed. I mean, it's crazy. There's no guarantee you're going to come over here and be a star just because you're a 5-star in high school. A lot of guys don't even make it. And we're living proof of that. Look how many guys we've had 5-star league. I mean, so it happens all the time.
Lorenzo Lingard is one of them.
Lorenzo Lingard, and you had what's his name? Mark Pope.
2 cautionary tales right there.
Brian Hightower.
Hightower. Those are in the last 5 years? And we haven't had that many 5-stars. I mean, come on.
Duke Johnson fanned out pretty well.
Yeah, that's 5-star. Yeah, exactly.
That might be coaching with a lot of them too.
Listen, you bring up a great point. I've said on here that you can have all the 5-stars you want, but you can recruit all you want, but recruiting goes hand in hand with player development. And whoever doesn't think that's true, obviously hasn't coached before at any level.
Let me tell you another name, Bryce Brown. He was the #1 recruit in America, and look what happened to him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I remember him.
How about Willie Williams? Remember Carroll City? He was supposed to be like the best ever coming out of here.
Wasn't Brock Berlin a highly rated quarterback too? He didn't play up to potential. He was a 5-star.
Yep, he was. Yeah, he was. I mean, he had a good career with us, but not with us. He's famous for that comeback against the Gators, though.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know because I was there, and
exactly.
And I'll tell you this: and I didn't get back to Boca until almost 4 a.m. in the morning.
He taunted the Gators on that when he did the choke hold.
Yep. Just as they were just as ABC was going off the air that night.
That was good, man. That was good. So we definitely gonna. He'd always be a gain to us, and because of that, I mean, that was it.
So Danny, if you could just add Pullman as a co-host. I got meetings in the morning, so I got to call it a night. So
all right, Lou.
Everyone, good night.
Good night, Lou. Thank you for coming.
Put some joy into your life.
And we're gonna
never forget to kiss someone you love.
Yes, absolutely. Good night, Lou. Thank you very much for coming.
Have a good night, Lou.
Adios. Good night, everybody.
Come back so we can hang out, man.
Okay. All right, take care. Hey, listen.
All right.
Take care,
I'm going to be staying at Michael's father's house, so don't worry.
Got you.
Okay. Hey, okay. So Lou's officially out for the night. We're gonna go another half hour on this space. We'll go to about midnight Eastern time, and then we'll wrap it up. For those of you on YouTube, we're gonna keep this live stream going until midnight Eastern, and then we're gonna call it a night at that point. So if anyone has anything they want to add, like you said, please send a request, and we'll get you on. If you're on Twitter Spaces, if you're on YouTube, send a comment in the chat box, and we'll try to get your question answered.
Danny, I got something quick.
Please do. Go ahead.
Did you watch the interview with Maribel today?
I saw a tape. I saw a little bit of it. I think he said something about our offensive line and Zion Nelson and how much he improved each year.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to bring up the DJ Scaife thing he said about him being able to listen in the classroom and applying what he hears, in meetings and immediately turning it into something actionable on the field. Do you think his struggles in the past were due to the coaching and kind of misdirection, and now it's Mirabel's got a pretty good track record for
I tell you, like, listen, this is a night and day, no question about it. Listen, Garen Justice did okay here for the year he was here, but when you get a guy like Mirabel here, you change everything dramatically. Now, a question that was asked, Michael B. just asked this question: what do you think of Georgia's future? What do you think Georgia's future looks like with the emergence of us? And he says this: these SEC schools better be concerned about our emergence. Also, would we ever consider jumping to the SEC? I'll give you my answer to that question right now. Absolutely not. Now, Broadway T, you had a question. Go ahead and answer and go on.
Yeah, Danny, sorry about the connection problems before.
Sure.
This one's kind of for you, right? When we're looking at this 2023 recruiting class and we're seeing kids kind of commit, and I know we talked about the Tennessee kid, that return on investment won't be a good one. That's $8 million down the drain. My question for you, for us, and what we're going to do is if you could kind of get one candidate from the offensive side of the ball who's a recruit, and the defensive side, who would it be? I wanted to see what your thoughts are on that. I currently think that for the defensive side, we got to keep Ruben Bain home.
Yeah,
And then
no
when it
question
comes to
about that.
offense, I'm between Hakeem Williams and Peyton Kirkland. But just want to see your thoughts on kind of one.
I
guy
gotta
on each
keep
side of the
Kirkland.
ball.
I gotta keep Kirkland for sure. I want to try to get this kid home. Try to keep Kirkland in the state of Florida. I think Florida's still after him pretty hard, and I think all the other out-of-state schools, I believe, is in there. But I think to be honest, I think Kirkland's there for us to lose. It's there for us to lose.
Yeah.
Palmer, you want to add something to that? Anyone want to add something to that?
I agree. I think we got to keep here. And,
he's a must.
Yeah, he's definitely
no doubt about it.
And I think also this kid, the wide receiver, what is it? Jalen. It's Jalen Brown, the kid, the wide receiver.
Adam Gulliver.
Yeah, that kid's amazing. Yeah. That kid's amazing.
I would like Ennis, but I think he's going to wind up at USC. So
yeah, I think so too.
Hakeem and Jalen for sure.
But Jalen, man, Jalen's hands, that guy's got, he's got it all. He's got speed, he's got hand. That kid's the real deal. And
without a doubt.
His father was on here, and he was on here with us talking, and both of them super, super, super great guys.
Great kid. We also had a kid here that is coming here, and that's Antonio Tripp out of Baltimore, Maryland. We had his mom on about a couple weeks ago in a Twitter space, and for those of you in YouTube, we had him on our Twitter space, and I could tell you, he's a great kid. His mom's a great young person, a great person. I got to tell you, I mean, that kid's going to be a stud when he gets here, and I mean a stud.
That kid's been recruiting for us too.
Yes, and that's what I like about this kid, about the Tripp kid. I mean, I told him, anytime you want to come on a space, any one of our spaces, you're more than welcome to do so. Anytime.
Yeah. That kid's been recruiting heavy for us, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's trying to, maybe he'll try to get a lot of his guys to come on our spaces.
Yeah. That'd be good.
That'd be great.
Yeah, man.
Anyone want to add something to that?
Yeah, I'll add one thing about Tripp.
Please do.
He's got an absolute baby face.
Yeah, he might. Yep, but he can also be a killer, especially on the line.
Fucker, but he's got a baby face. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is. He's a big boy, but he does have like a kid face. He's got 17 years old. Shit, he kind of is a kid.
he sure is. I tell you, he's the real deal. There's no doubt about that.
We need what's his name to stay healthy this year. The offensive line guy.
Zion, Jalen,
Zion, and the
Jalen.
The Hawaii kid.
Oh, the Hawaii. That's Sagapulu.
Simone. Yeah, he needs to stay healthy. That kid's a beast.
Yeah, we keep. I think those, like I said, Palmer, like I said earlier on the night, Zion at left tackle, Jalen left guard, Jakai at center. You got the Hawaiian kid at right guard, and Big John at right tackle. That's going to be the five that come out against Bethune.
That kid is a bully, man, a big time bully.
And what if we've been missing around here for a long time?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been missing, a bully. And that kid has all the traits. I can tell you right now. That kid, I don't think you want to mess with him.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
You don't want to mess with a guy.
Oh, no.
With that 700-pound squad and 700-pound dead, I don't think you want to.
No. Now, let me tell you, I'll tell you on defense, you know what's going to be the biggest difference? Salavea is going to be a big difference on that D-line.
Yeah.
It's Taylor, JHH. Who are our defensive ends?
Yep.
Who are our defensive ends?
We're going to run Chance Williams and Jafari Harvey out.
Oh, I'll tell you, Salavea is going to make them into beasts as well, especially on the outside.
What's Lightstein going to play inside?
He's going to probably be on the inside of the line, running it with Williams and Harrison, with Taylor and Harrison on.
Exactly. Okay.
And don't forget about Elijah Roberts either.
Oh, that's another one on depth-wise, yeah.
Nigel Lee Kelly?
No, the kid from UAB, the transfer kid. he plays defensive end, right?
Yeah, he'll be on the edge.
Yeah, he'll be on the edge.
Look at that rotation we're going to bring in. That's scary.
So we're starting to get pretty deep on that defensive line, which is something we've been lacking for years.
Yep. Hen Dog, you're up, man.
Where's Big Cat?
Hey, Big Cat was going. I don't know where he is, man. He probably's not here tonight. Yeah, Broadway, go back. You go back, man. You're on.
Yeah, Danny, I have a question for you specifically where you kind of think about where the tight end room is at right now, right?
I like Arroyo. Like the Arroyo kid. I heard Mallory, Gabby said this morning that he left practice this morning. Didn't say what it was. I'm a little concerned. I hope it's nothing serious there. If anyone has an update on that, please let me know.
But where do you see Skinner coming into play? Because he's special, man.
I like the Skinner kid. I mean, I think that could be another weapon for us at tight end.
Boy, you see the size on Skinner, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Listen, I seen him in person. That guy's a tower, bro.
I'm excited for him this year.
Yeah, that kid is big, bro. His kid is big.
All right, let's get Joey in. Joey, go ahead. You're up. Then we'll get Harley back. Joey, you're up. Hello, Joey. Joey, going once.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, similarly with the tight end room, that running back room looks very stacked. Who do you see in the top of the depth chart? How do you see that playing out?
I gotta say, if Knighton's healthy, then Knighton's the guy you got to go with. But I really want to see Thad Franklin really become the guy that could be that real thunder to Rooster's lightning, especially on third down situations. Because I really need to see Thad really become a beast, especially in those short yardage. As a guy who's just unstoppable.
I'm gonna tell you something. That kid Parrish is gonna find himself somewhere in that damn running back group. I'll tell you that right now.
What about Rashard Smith? Rashard Smith's another we can use in packages as well.
That boy Parrish is electric, boy. I mean electric.
Yeah. All right, Harley. We'll get Harley Sachs up again, and then we'll get Bryce in there again.
Danny, appreciate it, brother. Curious on this front. TVD obviously isn't always going to be forever. What are you thinking as far as mock draft, NFL readiness potential, and post TVD? Where do you think we're leaning? Obviously, we got Garcia in the room.
Got Brown as well.
Curry looks like an absolute beast. He's one of my favorites. But are we going to start targeting the recruiting wire again, 2023? You been hearing anything there, or who's looking great outside of TVD and practice?
Anyone want to take that? Pullman, you want to take that? You want to take that?
I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm going to take this. I spoke to one of the kids that plays for the Kings, and the other day when we went to the Kings baseball game, and I asked him this question. I said, who has impressed you the most, offense or defense? Don't matter the position. Just who has impressed you the most? His answer was Jay Garcia. And it caught me completely from left field. I was not expecting that answer. And so that was like, I said, why? He's like, I don't know, man. This guy's just a complete baller. This kid is an unbelievable quarterback. And by the way, this kid plays running back. So that's what he said, man. I was like blown away. I didn't expect that answer.
All right, Bryce, you're up, man. Go ahead. Bryce, then Broadway. Bryce, go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually going to get back on the topic of the running back topic that we were talking about just a couple seconds ago. I think we can definitely see Thad Franklin in the mix, to be honest with you.
Okay. Broadway, you want to take that one, or Pullman, you want to take that one?
Yeah, what I was going to say is I think with the running backs this year, Danny, and you can disagree, and anyone else in the space can, is you're going to see kind of a four-headed monster where Knight and Parrish are kind of the speed, and then you're going to expect Don Chaney, if healthy, and Thad to be the bully ball running backs who are kind of our power backs.
Especially on third down and short yardage situations, especially in goal line.
Third and 1, 3rd and 2 is going to be those two. I think also, I don't think we're going to see much of Cody Brown. I think he's the last guy in that room, to be honest with you. And I think that those four are going to be the main. But one thing I just wanted to add on from what Tom said is that I spoke to a cornerback on the team who I'm pretty close with, and he actually said to me that he's seen Jake Garcia already this spring make throws that he doesn't know many quarterbacks can make, and throws that hasn't seen quarterbacks in his entire career from when he's young to now make. And this is a guy who's been around for a while. So
wow.
I think whenever the time is that TVD's gone, you're going to expect Jake to take the role over before Ja'Cory does, despite how good Ja'Cory's been.
I mean, yeah, that's an easy call, Broadway. No question about it. You got TVD this year. Let's say TVD leaves for the league after this year. If he has a big year, he goes to the NFL. You got Jake next year, maybe the next 2 years. What's the next 2 years? Then you go Ja'Cory after that. Let's get J-Biz. You're up. J-Biz, go ahead and speak.
Danny, let me ask you something. This is for Broadway P as well. Say TVD doesn't leave. Now we got a logjam. We got too much talent in that room. Is Garcia going to transfer?
No. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen.
Danny, you mind if I hop in here?
Please do.
I think there's two things, right? I think that's a tricky question. I think if we were to have an underwhelming season and TVD were to stay, there'd be a competition, first of all, heading into the following year that Jake may actually take over, even if TVD was still around. But at the same time, I have a lot of faith in TVD. I think he's going to excel. I think he's going to head to the draft after this year. And I think Jake's going to be the quarterback next year. And regardless, Jake's too much of a competitor to run and leave. So I think we're in a perfect spot when it comes to quarterback. Now,
somebody was talking about the running back room earlier. I'm right about needing a short yardage back. How many third and fourth downs have we been absolutely stuffed in the last few years? It's way too many. That with the line we have now, that's going to change. That is going to change. You're going to start to see us convert on third and fourth downs when necessary, especially third. And Freddie44 on YouTube pointed that out to me just a second ago. So, guys, we got about another 15 minutes left, about 13 minutes left in this space. We have another person coming in now called Ibis Kane. He will be our next speaker. And Ibis Kane, you are now able to speak. Go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Good evening.
I think Miami can go to the Final Four because look at what Baylor had last year. They had 3 guards that were all seniors, very physical guards. And we have the exact recipe that it takes to break down a team like Gonzaga.
So that's shit we meet in the Final Four, which would be...
I agree. That's it's in tournament play. It's all about the guard play, man.
I think Charlie Moore might be the smartest guard we've had in our history, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
And we have 2 elite slashers, and Cam and Zeke, who have just been so physically dominant. I mean, they just picked apart Auburn, and they're so athletic. And then Coach L has history, competing at this level. And I'm just so pleased with what I've seen out of this group. I don't know what you guys think.
Coach L is known for stepping up and game planning for teams when he had like this, that he has time to do it. He is known for that. And, even the coach the other day for Auburn said that, that they call him the Godfather. So Coach L can, and he made us unbelievable game that game.
I think Iowa State is the perfect matchup for us because that's another scrappy team, but we have the talent that they don't have. We have the talent to break down. We like to play rough. We like to play scrappy. So we can. I truly believe that this team has what it takes to go to the Final Four.
Hey, man, I agree with you.
I agree, absolutely. Absolutely.
I totally agree with you.
We have intelligence. We have athleticism. We have toughness. We have every component. We just have to stay healthy and out of foul trouble.
And our weakness was our center play, and that's improved dramatically with Miller and with Wonderberg. So that was our main weakness. It's improved big time. I mean, big time.
And Charlie he just controls tempo.
Yeah, Charlie just controls the game. Charlie's a quarterback.
I mean, his ball fakes when he gets to the lane. I mean, he just fools people. It is unbelievable to watch.
How about Wardenberg in the paint? Nothing's getting by him this tournament.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. His defense has been amazing.
This team is just so damn athletic.
Yep.
All right. Let's get Bryce. You want to add something? Then we'll get to Harley. Bryce, you had your hand up.
Yeah. I guess adding on to that, is there any concern going into that Iowa State game for you guys?
Only concern I have would be we have to hit the 3 ball. The 3 ball's gotta go down more consistently because yes, we only hit 3 and hitting 1 against USC. Against Iowa State, we don't hit the 3s consistently, we're in trouble.
We can't get in foul trouble.
Absolutely not. Especially and that happened against USC. We got away with it against USC. We did not get in foul trouble against Auburn. We can, like you said, if we get in foul trouble against Iowa State, we're in trouble. Because Iowa State won't make those mistakes the first 2 opponents made.
I'm not even concerned about the 3-point duty because all guys are so athletic and they get into the lane and they like to finish at the cup. So I'm not as concerned about the 3s.
And I'll be honest with you, to add on what you just said, Ibis, I don't want also, if you start settling for a 3, you become a little bit stagnant.
Exactly.
And that's not what we're all about. That's not what we're about.
We play grown man basketball.
Yeah, we're about slashing. We're about taking to the hoop. We're about getting out of position.
Yes.
We double team you so we can take the ball away from you and trap you. Exactly. And then we score on turnovers, and that's where our game is. You know?
We have the strongest group of guards. I'm talking like physical. Like they're just grown men, you know?
Yep.
Tough as the shit. It's great. I love this style of ball.
I do as well. Anyway, Harley, let's get Harley in, and then I'll get J-Biz in. Harley, go ahead.
Danny, last thing for me.
Please.
I was actually talking about this with Broadway T on that Wardenberg front. Guy was playing possum all year. He looks like ACC Defensive Player of the Year ever since the tournament started. So now with that being said, what do you think final prediction is for Iowa State this weekend?
I'll have a better idea on that probably on Thursday or probably on Friday morning. But right now I want to take a look. I want to look at some film in Iowa State. But basically, let's see what happens. I mean, we're in Chicago. We're in Sweet 16. I mean, let's see what happens.
I think we're going to win 76, 69, 76, 68, something like that. We're more athletic and we're just as tough as these guys are. This team is a great defensive team, but they haven't seen our speed. They haven't seen our athleticism.
And we don't turn the ball over. That is a big deal.
Charlie has just been, Charlie is the man. I love Charlie more.
Yeah. All right. Let's get J-Biz in. And J-Biz, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got one for you, Danny, and anyone out there, Broadway, D, Harley, Poe, man. I'm going to give you 3 games. You tell me what our best win has been this year. At Duke, Auburn in the Tourney, or UNC at home by 40. What's the best win on the resume?
Definitely the last game against Auburn.
Auburn, absolutely.
You don't think at Duke, Coach K's final year?
Yeah, I agree. But, man, shit, these guys lost 5 games all year with Waller, and we completely blew the door. I mean,
that statement right there, though. Those 3 wins.
But let me tell you, all 3 of them were huge, bro. I mean, we blew North Carolina out by 35?
Yeah.
Look at UNC now. Yeah, that win looks special.
Yeah, it does. It does look special. At the time,
UNC is legit, bro.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. You bring up a great point. At the time, it didn't look that special, but when you look at it now, where UNC is, and not only that, the way they won their game, pretty easy.
UNC's legit, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right.
We didn't know that about Carolina at the time. But like Ibis said, Carolina's turned their season around entirely.
But see, we did to Carolina same thing we did to Auburn. Our speed and our quickness completely took them out of their game.
we've got the three-headed monster.
Exactly.
And you know what I love?
And if we ever hit the threes, watch out.
And this kid of Jordan Miller has improved so much.
Everybody can score. Everybody on this team can score.
Yes, they can.
And we can clamp down defensively.
Yeah, and if I could hop in here, Danny, the
Yes,
answer to Jay Biz's question is all three. We dominated UNC by 40. We wiped them off the table like nobody has all year. Auburn, you could say what you want, 33, 32 and a half, domination, 1 by 18. We took care of business. And you go into Duke, it doesn't matter if it's Coach K's first season, fifth season, or last season. They're a top 5 team, and we took care of business.
And they're in the Sweet 16.
It's 3 of the best wins that any team has, let alone just Miami. So that's all I want to say. 3 of them tied across the board, domination across the board. And that's what it's about.
That being said, man, that to back up what you're saying, that tells you that we can beat anybody. I mean, there's not really a team we can't beat. We can beat any team that's right now in that term. No doubt about it.
My favorite moment of the Auburn game was watching Zeke just blow by their guards, just way faster.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely.
Charlie with his ball fakes, just
and them hit them threes from he hit a couple of threes from them lows. He gets out with that, it's all over.
And if we get the threes to drop, like if we had the 3 ball going down consistently, let me tell you something. It's lights out. Absolutely.
Yeah, lights out. It's definitely
we're lights out. We have the right nucleus. We have the right coach. I call me crazy. I think we can win the whole freaking thing.
I think so too.
I mean, let's say we beat Iowa State. Now remember, we're the back end of that doubleheader in Chicago Friday night. The first game will be Kansas and Providence. Who would I rather have win that game? To be honest,
Providence. Kansas is better than Providence.
Yeah, we want Providence, but I'm not afraid of Kansas.
No.
Now we were gonna play Kansas earlier in the year, but that was before we lost to Dayton.
Yeah. Remember, Kansas is a Charlie Moore revenge game.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that.
Ooh, yes, that's right.
Clutch Charlie's going to come for them.
Yep.
Charlie's boys. It's just been. He's got that.
Killer instinct.
Hey, okay, and
he's a certified baller. That's how I describe Charlie Moore.
Absolutely. Hey guys, listen, Hey guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. This is our first This is my first YouTube Twitter Space simulcast. So I want to say I think we all did a good job, and let's do this again somewhere down the road.
As always, Danny.
Did a great job, Danny.
Thank you, man.
Did a super job.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Take care. Have a good night. Good night, guys.
Danny, go Canes.
Good night. Good night. For those of you on YouTube, I want to take this time to thank you all for coming on tonight. That's good questions. Let's do this again down the road. We'll do another simulcast, Twitter Space and YouTube live stream. Take care. Have a great night. Go Canes.